Hey y'all, it has been a good minute since I have filmed for this channel. Not for lack of wanting to, I just want to be clear about that. I am constantly in the video situation in my head. I'm constantly filming and talking to you guys about my life and thinking about what I want to share next on this channel, and then life passes me by. I'm busy filming for the other channel and all of that. I do have a passion for this channel, and I'm constantly thinking about the content for this channel, maybe even more than the content for the fragrance channel. So there's that paradox that I have to deal with. Oops, too much up into the hairline. But what I want to share in today's video are some things that I am loving lately and a couple of just general reflections on other things that have been on my mind. So I'm going to start with Temu, T-E-M-U. In a video a while back, I talked about, I think the video was called like In Defense of Creators or Influencers or something like that. And of you as the audience, the video was about marketing on YouTube and affiliate links and all of that conversation. Anyway, well, are you familiar with Temu, the app? And do you get advertisements for Temu in your social media? It's one of those things, like if you're on Instagram, the minute that you hover over something or even remotely show any interest by like watching the content, all of a sudden Instagram thinks you want to see that all the time and they bombard your feed with that thing. So there was a period of time when I think I was just curious, like, what is Temu? Let me check this out, and ended up getting a bunch of ads about it. And then the other funny thing that happened is that I got reached out to, is that the grammatically appropriate way to say that? Temu reached out to me. And maybe if you're a creator, they've reached out to you too. They have a very aggressive social media marketing campaign. I'm gonna powder my face. Can I pause just to say how much I am loving the BK Beauty 102 powder brush? Look how it's like nicely angled. It's very, very fluffy, nice synthetic brush. Anyway, they have a very aggressive marketing campaign to work with influencers, and I've gotten no less than probably 7 emails from Temu. But here's the thing, from different people handling their influencer program. So let me back up to say that there are some brands that have a small team of ongoing influencer managers, if you will, like they reach out to, I forget what they're called. Like, let's just say like influencer specialists or something that reach out to influencers, and it's a consistent team that you work with. Temu seems to have a very different model where they're probably incentivizing, this is my guess, incentivizing random Joe Schmoes to join their influencer outreach teams. And then each of those people get incentivized maybe through commission or something like that to reach out to influencers. So I've received no less than 7 different emails from a Temu PR, marketing, somebody or other manager. It's like the left hand doesn't know what the right is doing. They're not talking to each other. They're all reaching out, trying to get influencers to sign on to their program. And I'm not interested, but I'm not sure if I should be interested. I'll come back to Temu in a second, but can I just say that I am in the mood to do some downsizing of my eyeshadow collection. Gasp! Not that I still don't love all of those, but more and more lately, I would say the past maybe 4 to 6 months, I've had, for whatever reason, less and less time to fuss around in the mornings. There's a lot that happens in the morning before my workday even gets going. And today is one of those days, and I've got an early morning meeting that I've got to get ready for. So I find myself sort of rushing more and more to put makeup on as cohesively and coherently in terms of the look as I possibly can, and then get down to my computer with my cup of coffee and get fired up and going. And so I found myself reaching more and more for palettes that I know give me consistently fabulous looks that I don't have to fuss with. And there are some palettes that I think I like them a lot, but I just find that the looks that I make with them are not the jazziest, most interesting for me. They don't call to me, they don't touch my heart, but I've kept them because I'm a completionist. An example of that is the Natasha Denona Retro palette. I'll put the picture up here. Beautiful color scheme. I really like it a lot, but I find that when I use this palette, I have maybe like a 60 to 70% hit rate in terms of really, really loving the looks that I make. Very nice, versatile palette, and a lot of people love it, but I think I'm going to sell that. I'm going to go into the Naked Urban Decay Honey palette today, which so far is a palette that I'm loving. I wish it had a little bit more versatile shimmers, like maybe a silver shimmer to round this out. That would be really great, but it doesn't, and that's okay. This is one of the only Naked palettes that have made it in my collection. I have all the others. I have the original Naked I have Naked 2 and 3 and all of the pinks and the whatever they were, the Urban Decay Heat, and I forget the cherry, is that what it was called? I have all of them. Our daughter has one, and then I have the others in the basement, wondering should I put them on Mercari and sell them as a group. Anyway, the point being that I'm reaching for palettes that give me consistent looks that I know I'm going to enjoy. So that's kind of been the latest sort of thing happening with me, and I just want to make sure I don't regret selling them. I have more eyeshadow than I could ever sort of use in one lifetime. And unlike fragrances that you can decant and share with friends, you know, you can't really share your eyeshadows unless people come over and use them at your house, because like you can't like scrape off a little bit of powder. I mean, I guess you could, but who's going to do that? So you either use them or they go to waste. Not that I feel like I have to use every one down to the last drop. I've never been that person. As I mentioned, I just don't, you know, I don't buy into that mentality that products need to be used all the way down until you hit pan to find value in them. A whole nother debate for another time. I know people feel really, really strongly about that. And quite frankly, I'm not like interested in getting into a whole debate about that. Back to Temu. I had to turn on the fan, excuse me. So if you hear that in the background, it's because I'm of that age where the heat is starting to really, really take its toll on my body. I'm like in a perpetual summer on some days. I will say this is a whole nother topic, but I find, don't get crazy, y'all. Don't come at me in the comments about this. Don't come at me in the comments. I find for myself, when I eat a protein heavy diet and a lot less carbs, I don't get as much of the like hot, sweaty stuff going on. My body stays in a more like homeostatic state. Y'all remember that from biology? Homeostasis. Love that concept. Not just for your body, but for life in general. Back to Temu. Temu. So the jingle for it is so catchy. It's, I'm shopping like a billionaire. I'm shopping like a billionaire. And then in the background, it's Temu, Temu. So if you're that kind of person that's like influenced by jingles, that jingle stays in your brain. It's like an earworm that you can't get rid of. And then I'm that type of person. I'm hopping around the house like an idiot talking about, I'm shopping like a billionaire. Temu, Temu. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. And my husband's like, is everything okay? So I have not responded to the PR. Can I put my hair up? Is that okay with y'all? It's not like the cutest look, but y'all, I'm freaking hot. I'm hot. I can't help it. Because I did eat lots of carbs this week. And so I feel like my body's not like functioning as optimally as it could. Oh God, that's so much better. So I haven't responded to the PR outreach, and right now I don't think that I am going to. Not that I'm opposed to it. I've seen a few other people do Temu sponsored videos, and I love the products that they've gotten. It's been so fun to watch what they've picked up. I did place a big order on Temu. Like, let me tell y'all about what constitutes a big order. I purchased maybe 12 sets of earrings. I think one or two headbands like this, you know, to just put on while I'm doing my makeup, and a pair of sunglasses. Think about that. 12 pairs of earrings, a headband, and a pair of sunglasses. And the total, and this is the whole Temu thing, the total came up to a whopping $32. That's it. So a lot of the earrings I got for $1 or $2 total, y'all. That's amazing. And no, they're not high quality. Hello, they're like mass-produced earrings, but they're super cute. They're so fun. If you shopped on Temu, what do you think of this app? It's fun. It's really, really fun. But it's like a whole rabbit hole because you're like, that's only $1? This is $1, it's $2. I'm going to add it to cart. I'm going to love that. So that whole thing happens. I haven't purchased any clothing off of Temu. Sorry, I'll stop, I promise. By the way, I changed out the big flower. There was like a magnolia back there, and the magnolia was one of those giclée prints. It wasn't actual, like it was mass-produced artwork from like, you know, Michael's or something like that. This is from a local artist, like a hand-painted oil painting that we actually paid good money for. And I really like it. So let me know your thoughts on that change out there. So that's my little Temu thing there. I just wanted to know, are y'all using it? What do y'all think of it? It's like the think about like DH Gate and Alibaba and all those places that sell mass produced, maybe some people just consider it like mass produced junk from overseas. Now, please do not come in the comments talking about your opinions about mass produced stuff in China, etc. I'm not here to have that debate. That's a whole nother conversation. I'm just not interested in all of that. So, you know, if that's the debate you're looking for, wrong channel. I just want to know, do you use Temu? And if so, what have you purchased? And if you haven't used it and you know about it, why are you uninterested? Now, if that explanation includes, I don't like mass produced products, that's fine. I just don't want to have a whole debate about like US trade and all of that. I can't do that today. I can't do it. I can't do it today. I don't think I can do it any day. I used to have a colleague that felt very strongly about products produced in China and not purchasing them, to the point where like every conversation in the break room became about, well, maybe not every conversation, maybe every third conversation became about that. And I was like, I can't today. I can't today. I can't have that debate today. The other thing that's happening is our kids are home for the summer, and we've been having them apply for jobs. They've been applying, and they're both young. We have a 14 and a 15-year-old. Usually the places around here will prefer 16-year-olds, 16 and up, but you can work at 14 in Virginia. So we've not had, I might have to cut this short and go to my meeting, and then we'll talk later. Let me do that. Bye. It's the end of the day. I don't even know where I stopped this video before. I think I was saying something about the kids working or not working. They've applied to a number of jobs, and because they're not quite of age, and we ended up applying late, like right as school was letting out, which is not the time to apply for a summer job. The time to apply for a summer job is probably sometime in late March or April. So we were kind of behind the eight ball. What's the expression? Behind the eight ball, behind the curve ball. We were behind somebody's ball, okay? And they haven't gotten a call back. But the thing that's really depressing, at least for Kroger, and Kroger is a supermarket chain here if you're watching from out of the States or a different part of the country that doesn't have Kroger. I talked to the hiring manager directly, who was like, oh yeah, absolutely, we can use your son, because he was the one that I was in the store with at the time. Have him fill out an application. We'll do an interview and we'll get this going. And he interviewed and he never got a call back. Fine. So, but he was told he would get a call back. That's the thing that kind of bothered me, is that they said, we'll call you back by Friday. And if you don't hear from us, you call us for the status. All right. Okay. So we called on Friday. They didn't have a status. Call back next week. We called back the next week. Oh, this person's out. That person's out. Someone will call you. And this has gone on for a couple of weeks now, where we've been calling back and forth, and no one has gotten back to us to at least say, thank you for your application, but we don't need you at this time. So that's a little bit depressing, because I have a couple of kids that are really, really eager to work, and no one will take them. And I think that kind of crushes the spirit. That's life. But this is like their first attempt out of the gate. So it would have been nice for them to be able to do something. Anyway, we have odd jobs around the house that they're doing for us. How's my Invisalign looking? I feel like it looks super yellow. I don't know if that's because they are, or because they just look that way in the light. It's kind of hard to tell. Sidebar. We have odd jobs around the house, so I am paying, per job that they do, so that they get the sense of the value of money. My husband and I are. Okay. So we talked about Temu, we talked about work. I wanted to talk to you all about my hair routine, because I washed my hair today and blow dried it, but I did not straighten or curl it. And so today's not that day to like feature hair, because it looks a little off on camera. I will say it's feeling better. It's feeling cleaner, and it's lasting a lot longer before it gets oily, because I'm doing a routine by the hair professor. No, the blowout professor here on YouTube. He's adorable, and he has his own channel. He owns a salon, like a blowout salon, like Dry Bar. And I think I've shared before that his big thing is to use professional grade shampoo and conditioner to shampoo your hair twice, only at the roots, really lather up all through your roots, wash that out, and then do it a second time to get all of the gunk off of the roots. And then with your conditioner, only to apply from like maybe here to the ends, which is what I have been doing. Now, my hair looks a little toasted in this video. I understand that, so I won't go on and on about it, because I really need to highlight that on a day that I have better hair. And today's not that day. But I will say the routine overall has been working a lot better. My hair has been staying fresh a lot longer. I don't go that long. I wash twice a week and I blow dry twice a week, but it's been working for me. We'll talk about that another time. Today, today is not the day. Okay. It feels good to my hands, but I know on screen here it looks a little scraggly and crazy because I rushed the blow dry job. So it's not, and I think I have a little bit of a choppy cut. If you're a hairstylist, don't say anything. Don't confirm and go, yeah, girl, your layers are jacked. Let me just believe it's going to be all right. I also wanted to share a real brief update. I don't know if y'all noticed, there was like a thing. I had a growth on my forehead. It was like a growth. And I thought it was a wart, to be honest with you, which isn't that gross? Like a wart right on your forehead. I mean, I'm prone to growths anyway. And if you have issues with like diabetes in your family, type 1 or type 2, you're more prone to skin growths, like skin tags and things like that. There's a connection there. Anyway, this is not a health channel, but I just wanted to mention that. So I got really concerned about the growth on my forehead being an indicator that my diet is poor. Yeah, I know that different things cause warts. There's several theories about the origins of warts, and we won't get into all that. But anyway, it was right here, and I went to the dermatologist, and they tried to freeze it. You know, they use like this thing to try to freeze it, like some kind of spray, cryogenic. I don't know the word for it. Spray, and it's supposed to like die and fall off. Well, it didn't die and fall off. It just stayed there. And I actually am a freak and was like picking at it, like pulling on it, and that would pull some of it off and then it would bleed. Really creepy stuff. So I ended up going back to the dermatologist and asking for someone different. Well, I had a male dermatologist. Not that I don't care if it's a male or a female, but often I find with male doctors in general that they're a little less patient than the female doctors. That's been my experience. Maybe you've had a different experience. They're like less willing to hear me out than the female doctors. And sure enough, that played out to be true this time too. The male doctor that saw me was very dismissive and quick and like, yeah, I know exactly what it is. It looks consistent with the characteristics of a wart, so we're going to freeze it off. So I was like, all right, do what you got to do. But this time the woman came in, she asked me questions. She allowed me to ask questions before she diagnosed. She told me very clearly what she thought was the best course of action. And she asked, is that okay with you? That's a whole nother approach than we're just going to freeze it off. So I really appreciated that she at least asked my thoughts on whether I was comfortable with what she was proposing to do. And so she numbed it and she cut the little thing off. Have you ever had anything cut off of your body? I know that can get a little sensitive and I don't mean to like go down that rabbit hole if there are major surgeries that people have had for other significant reasons where they have lost major parts of their body. I'm not meaning to get into all of that, but in the dermatological sense, when they cut something off, they typically will get it biopsied. And so she put the thing, in the little fluid and sent it off to the lab. So I'm like, ew, there's like a piece of me. It's like a piece of like my skin sitting in fluid in a lab somewhere. Yuck-orama. But I haven't filmed any makeup videos because I've had this like thing on my forehead that's been healing. It's been like a little scar. And yesterday it just disappeared. It fell off. But so the scar's healed. TMI. Like, are we family now that I've told you that? We're cool, right? Like, I've told you all of my facial drama. Things I've been loving. Can we just move on? Because this video is turning out to be disastrous. So I'm going to start off with a saddle bag that I really love. Is that what it's called? A crossbody saddle bag. And I'm going to insert some footage because I don't bring it up to this area of the house. I keep it down in the mudroom area. So insert footage here. Okay, so one of the favorite objects that I wanted to show you is this bag here, which I use as a kind of a crossbody bag. And sometimes I will, just use it, like that, okay, like a regular old handbag. But what I love about the bag is it's leather. It's a beautiful leather. It's my favorite color of leather, this kind of tobacco-y color that we have here. And it has a big pocket and a little pocket. And you fluff down the thing there, and it's very flexible and pliable. I usually have it draped over the back of my car seat. Like I'll put it on the headrest of my car seat to take with me when I'm doing whatever. Like I have forsaken, this is so sad. I have forsaken all other handbags in favor of this thing. because it holds what I need. It has an interior pocket too, and it has an adjustable strap if you want to kind of tighten it up as the saddlebag just sitting on your close to your chest, or if you want to loosen it and use it as a shoulder bag. It's versatile that way. And I just love it. I love the suppleness of the leather. I love the color, and I love that it's kind of an all-in-one that I can throw over my shoulder and not be bothered with it sort of flopping around. So I have, I would say, probably a handful of handbags that I can say that I actually really like, but I don't use because I'm using this and it works. So I purchased this bag on Etsy, and I will, if I find it, I'll put the listing for it down in the description box for you. Welcome back. What do you think of the saddlebag? Is that what we're going to call it? A crossbody saddlebag. Really enjoy it, and I actually want to get it in different colors. I need to film the last part of my closet declutter, and when I do that, I'll show you the handbags that I do have. There's nothing really, look at this. This is how my day has been, you guys. This is nail polish. I went through all my meetings today with this nail polish on my hand, moving my hands in the camera like this and all of that. And let me pause to say before I get into the rest of the stuff that I love, I don't like this eyeshadow. I don't like it. I don't like anything about this look. My NARS foundation has worn off. You see, look, you can see all the, I mean, I'm an oily gal, but it's like I never even had foundation on today. I don't have any lipstick on. I slapped on some lip gloss for y'all. But I think this final Naked palette is going to go away too. Egad! So I do like the color story. But you know what? This is what I was thinking about today. You know, you have those days when things just kind of go, not really wrong, but they don't go all right. They don't go all right, like all correct. And you're like, some things need to change. And so today, my eyeshadows are taking the brunt of that thinking, where I'm just, look at, oh my God, my nails match the cover of this. How cool is that? I have the shifty nail polish. But I had this moment today where I'm just like, you know, I want to keep the eyeshadows that I truly enjoy using and get consistently good looks out of. And while I like the majority of this color story, like I was saying about the Naked Cherry and the Naked Heat and this one, and I feel like there was another Naked. I've had all the Nakeds. I had the Naked Reloaded and the 1, 2, and 3 and The issue is that there's always like some color missing that I would really like. The colors are so close together that they just kind of get muddy on the eye. So I think I'm gonna be selling my Naked palettes. I might even sell them as a whole lot to see how they do on Mercari, if they sell or not. Item number 2 that I'm loving, my Crocs. Yeah, I talked about this in several videos, including the Mother's Day video. And here is a picture of the Croc type that I have been loving the most. I have black platform Crocs. I don't have just any old regular Crocs, y'all. I got the platform Crocs in black. They're mega Frankenstein shoes. And I also have this, I think it's called, is it called the Echo? I'm recording on my phone and I refuse to like stop to look it up. I think it's called the Echo Clog. But here's a picture, and I have it in like a creamy stone color. It's not gray. Stone is gray. This is more like a beigey cream. Let's just call it cream. It's a cream color. I adore these. I use the strap in the back. I put it to the front. I don't use it. I put it to the front so that it's just a slide, and I stick my foot in that bad boy and I go. And I mentioned in my Mother's Day selections video that this is like the all-terrain vehicle for my feet because it's wide. It has a really wide base and it's cushiony, and I feel very stable in them. They're freaking awesome, and I wear them almost everywhere. Almost everywhere. I wear them shopping. I wear them to run errands. I wear them to take my kids places. I wear them to date night. I know that's so bad, but hubby doesn't care. So, you know, some days I just don't care either. So Crocs. I'm also loving what you see here, which again, today is not the day to showcase these things, but I promised myself I would film this video come hell or high water, no matter what I look like. So I'm filming this, and it's the idea of wearing a cami, like, you know, like this. It's really not a cami. I guess it's just a sleeveless shirt, but with a cardigan over it. And that allows me to feel a little bit more put together when I'm working from home than just wearing a t-shirt on screen, which I refuse to do. I mean, I have colleagues that wear t-shirts with written words and whatever. Fine, I won't do it. So this is the least formal that I could get and get away with it. And this is probably the worst looking example of what I'm talking about. Because I've got some cute, look at this. This is pitiful. I've got some cute sleeveless shirts that look really nice under camis. And then I'll put, some jewelry on to kind of dress up this part of things. And that's it. So I'm loving lately wearing a sleeveless shirt that with a cami over it. I'm sorry. Wearing a sleeveless shirt with a cardigan is what I mean to say. Then at the end of the day, I can just take the cardigan off, not show my bra straps, and then I'm ready for the warmth. Like I can just go walking, or I don't go walking outside. That's such a dang lie. I need to walk outside, but I don't. But I can go run errands or whatever without the cardigan on if it's hot outside. That's all I wanted to say about that. So then I mentioned that I got a bunch of earrings off of the Temu app. So that's the next thing I've been loving. And I don't have direct links to these. I don't even think it's worth it, honestly, to find them. Just go on Temu and look up long dangly earrings. I got, look at how cute these are. Oh my goodness. These were like under $2, y'all. Look at that. Freaking cute. They're adorable. Love that. I'm only going to show you a few of them because there's a lot. Really, really love these. I wore these in a recent video. Dangly, cute, go on easy. These were like $1.50 or something really obscenely cheap. I haven't worn these yet. How cute is this big, like floral looking thing? I love that. Again, under $2. I haven't worn these yet. They look like this, and I guess, how do you stick these on your head? Oh, interesting. Interesting. I guess I'll have to do like put that side in first, and then they dangle on either side of your ear like that. Again, super stinking cheap. All of these were under $2. Each pair. Each pair was under $2. Look at this. This is like hello 80s. Hello Debbie Gibson. Okay. And probably my favorite are these little butterfly ones. Adorable. So check them out on Temu. Like just get on the app and just look up dangly earrings and see what you can find. It's like a whole rabbit hole. Like if you think Amazon is an obsession, Temu will probably be a little bit of an obsession for you. Not as much as Amazon, because Amazon you can pretty much shop for everything except for like a house. You can't buy. Can you buy a house on Amazon? I don't think so. I don't think you can buy a car, but you can buy just about anything else. Okay. So then I'm lately loving, this is craziness, because I used to hate, well, hate's a strong word, strongly dislike people that walked around with Starbucks tumblers. Like, how pretentious is that? Guess who's walking around with the Starbucks tumblers now? Yours, what's happening with my hair? Yours truly. One of my favorite mugs from Starbucks is this. And I know I mentioned this in a previous video. It wasn't this exact mug. They used to sell smaller, squatter, like wider mugs. But I like this, like, bone looking color. This has a little hint of green in it. Very, very small tinge of green. The ones that I'm talking about that I really loved were more in the bone white or creamy direction. I still love this though. I think this is replacing that other one. So it's a little bit taller and it has this triangular-ish base, although the shape of it is still round. There is something sturdy and comforting about this mug. It's not about the logo. Or maybe it is subconsciously. I don't really know. But I also like the seasonal mugs that turn over. I have a tall, almost fuchsia pink one. It's not fuchsia. It's more like this color. Well, maybe not even that, like a cotton candy pink and a green, midnight green. Not midnight. This, what am I talking about? Forest green that my husband has. And every time I go to Starbucks now, I look at their mugs. Oh, I also have like a Christmas tumbler one. I don't know what it is, but I am obsessed with these and it brings me great comfort and joy. Tidings of comfort and joy to drink tea or coffee out of my Starbucks mugs. And I have a lot of mugs that I love. So for me to like be obsessed over this is very different. Then I gotta show some love to my Danessa Myricks. What do you call the blurring balm powder. It says for face and eyes. I guess the back of the eye. This is, I'm sorry, let me try this again. The Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Blurring Balm. I still haven't used this little thing. I just use my fingers. You twist this open. This is in the color 4. And although I'm too pale to use it now because my self-tan has washed off mostly, when I am semi-tanned, like not right when I tan, but maybe a couple days after that it has faded, this is just, look at that. Shut your mouth. This is the coolest blurring powder. Look at that. It totally, of course you're going to see my texture. Let me do it here, up here where it's oily. There. Now I'm going to have like 2 tones on my face for the rest of the video, but this is good stuff. It goes on like a second skin and it has a blurring effect. It's not blurring as in like drying, like a powder looks dry. It's blurring as in it helps to smooth out the appearance of your skin. This is some good stuff and I'm enjoying using it. The other makeup category thing I wanted to share are my Underglow primers. I have one from Iconic London. This is the Underglow Blurring Primer, and then my Natasha Denona Hygen Skin Glass Energizing and Hydrating Primer Serum. Could the name be any longer? I am going through this one quickly. I'm trying to use this one up so that I can concentrate on this one, which is dumb because this one is my favorite, although they're both beautiful. And I use them underneath. I use them over my moisturizer and underneath my foundation. I do essence first, and then I do a serum, and then I do a moisturizer, and then I do this. So I've got a lot of layers of juiciness on my face before I even get to this. And what I really love about those is that I have this one on today underneath whatever is remaining of my foundation, which has just about worn off. But on camera during my calls, my face looks nice and hydrated, which I love. It looks youthful underneath the makeup. And speaking of stuff to put on your face, I am really loving this Kiehl's, hold on. Ferulic Brew Rejuvenating Facial Essence. You have to shake it up. And I use maybe like a quarter size amount in my hand, which is probably too much, and put that on after I have washed and exfoliated my face as like a first layer to absorb into the skin. I love the way this stuff smells, you all. It has this medicinal smell that tricks my mind. Wow. I have to tell you a little bit more about the smell, but it tricks my mind into thinking I'm doing something good for my face. Am I or not? Time will tell. I love the bottle. I love the color of the bottle. I love the whole aesthetic of this. It's just a really pleasing experience to use this. I love the cooling effect. So let me go back to like a memory association that I have with this smell. My grandfather, who I adored, called him abuelo, Spanish word for grandfather, abuelo, literally, but abuelo. I don't know, we turn B's into W's. He, in the later part of his life, used to apply very heavily alcohol, like rubbing alcohol, which I always thought was interesting. And sometimes it was witch hazel, but it was always something like that he would apply to his face and to his lungs. He was a smoker. I don't know if he thought that made some kind of difference or why. I don't understand the mentality behind it, but I remember that it used to dry down on him. He would also wash his face and put like aftershave on his face at night. So the combination of the alcohol or witch hazel smell alongside the aromatic nature of the aftershave combined for this medicinal smell that I associate with my grandfather. And that's what this smells like to me. So in that sense, it's like very, very comforting. And I'm going to stop talking about it because I'm going to get emotional. But I really like this. And I'm still loving my Clarins Double Serum. What the heck do you call this thing? Hydric and lipidic system. Lipidic, whatever. This double-barreled stuff. I use this after the essence in the morning and before my moisturizer, and I'm still loving the moisturizers, but I've talked about those enough, so I wanted to give these two a little bit of shine. So good. Such a great, I could probably use this as my face primer alone, but y'all know I got to do the most and like layer on top of layer on top of layer. You know, that's what we do. At night, I have graduated away from the like B3 La Roche-Posay retinol type serum. That's a little bit more on the commercial end. This one has, I think, stronger retinol in it. Watch there be a dermatologist out there watching us like, no, you got it all wrong. Let me believe. This was recommended by my dermatologist. Redermic R. from the Roche-Posay, which is a retinol treatment. And she says to use only a pea size at night after I've washed my face and all of that, and underneath my night cream. So I've been doing this and I've been enjoying that. How do y'all think my skin looks? Don't be mean, but if you don't think it looks good, let me know. I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Now, mind you, I still have a little bit of trace of makeup on, but I think my skin overall is looking, for me to be 48 going on 49 and have a lot of sun damage from my youth, significant sun damage, I think it's looking pretty decent. Like, I am pleased with the overall condition of my skin. I'm not pleased with all this stuff going on, but I know some of that is one, genetic, and two, the fact that I got some weight I need to lose. So naturally there's going to be extra skin there. But my whole family's like that. Like, as they age, this really drops down, and there's like it's just, that's what's going to happen unless I want to get surgery. And I ain't into all that right now. Let's move on. A nail file. How many of you have a hard time finding a nail file that you really like? I don't know about you, but I have bought nail file on top of nail file on top of nail file that has failed me. Well, I have finally found a holy grail from Amazon. I don't know how to say this. Iridesi. And what I like about this is it has the 4 sections that you need. The step 1, heavy, high grit, low grit, I think is what it's called. In the first one, you file the nail edge. In the step 2, you remove the ridges, and then it starts to get smoother, the grit. So this one, you smooth the surface, and here you shine it up. And they're long lasting. I've had this one over a month and it still has a lot of grit left, and you can buy them in a pack of like 12 or something. If I figure it out, I'll link it below from Amazon, but if not, look for this brand, Iridesi nail files. I can't recommend these enough, and they were stinking cheap for like a pack of 12, so I have them all over the house. Hallelujah, you need a good nail file. So then in the fragrance category, which I don't spend a whole lot of time on over here because I have a whole channel dedicated to that, there are 2 fragrances that lately I have had to resist from pulling for because I have lots of other fragrances that I want to wear also. But I have a mild obsession with Venom Incarnate. This is from Stephen Humbert Lucas. I'm sorry if you're scared of snakes or if that triggers you. It doesn't bother me at all because it's just an image on a bottle. And then also from the same house, Soleil de Jetta, and this is the Mango Kiss version. Venom Incarnate is this strawberry, ooh, so good. Strawberry, very thick, heavy, fruity scent. And then I probably just sprayed out like $10 worth of juice because this is not a cheap one. This is so good. If you like a really sort of a heady but fruity fragrance. It has just a super deep, heavy, intoxicating kind of a smell. This is not light at all, but this is a lot more feminine. This has more edginess to it. It's a very daring mango fragrance. I'm loving these 2, in addition to many others. So I always have a lot more to tell you all, but I think I'm going to wrap it up here today. I'm not having my best look day. Like, I wanted to talk about the camis and sleeveless shirts and the cardigans, and look at this stupid combination. It just doesn't look right, and my hair looks like crap today because I didn't style it correctly. Got my grays growing out, and this eye makeup ain't hitting on nothing, y'all. So hope y'all don't mind. I don't think y'all care. I think y'all are just here to hang out, and for that, I love y'all. I love you all. I will see y'all in the next video, and I will try not to be a hot mess in that video, but I don't have any promises for y'all, so take it easy. Bye.